Hey y'all, it's Pastor Jared. I am the community pastor here at Ignite, and I get to talk about Matthew chapter 8. And hopefully you've already had the chance to kind of dive into Matthew chapter 8, and you've seen so many amazing stories of Jesus healing different kinds of people, from a leper to a centurion's servant. It's like all these different healings that Jesus is doing. And so I just want to take us to Matthew chapter 8 in verse number 14. And it says this: Jesus went into Peter's house and saw his mother-in-law lying in bed with a fever. So he touched her hand and the fever left her. Then she got up and began to serve him. You know, my mom used to have this saying that she would tell me all the time, and she would say, Jared, if it's big enough for you to worry about, it's big enough for you to take it to God. And so that is something that I try to pass down to my kids. And I really see that right here in Matthew chapter 8 and verse 14 and 15, as Peter's mother-in-law had a fever. It wasn't leprosy. She wasn't blind. She wasn't lame. She could walk. She could do all of those big things. But she was sick. She didn't feel good. She had a man cold. Y'all don't want to be around me when I got a cold, right? And so that's how she was feeling. And even in that moment of this inconvenient illness, Jesus steps on the scene and he says, I care enough about you that I don't even want you to have a fever right now. Like, something's bothering you, give it to me. And so as I read through Matthew chapter 8, that just kept standing out to me. Jesus is saying, hey, if it's bothering you, give it to me. And so I just want to encourage you today. Like, what is bothering you? What is on your mind? What is worrying you? And I want to let you know, if it's big enough to worry you, it's big enough for you to bring to God.